themselves. They can be their obnoxious self. They don't like to be in society where they have to be polite and courteous. So they want to get back home so that they can be uncharitable. And the truth is, home is a place which in many ways is more intimate. It has a different kind of politeness and courtesy that is part of the home life. The people want to go to home because they can be themselves. That's the problem. You cannot be yourself until yourselves become children of God. You cannot be yourself until you become sons and daughters of God and have a relationship with the Father and want the Heavenly Father to be able to change us, to be able to transform us. We need to leave a legacy behind to our children. The Lord's Prayer, Our Father who art in heaven. It's a community prayer. It's a prayer that recognizes, the Apostles' Creed, I believe in God, the Father. So our Father is a community prayer in which we are saying that God is the Father of all of us. Now God is the Father of everyone as Creator. But then God is in a special sense the Father of us Christians because of Him as a Redeemer. As a Creator, He is the Father of everyone. As a Redeemer, He is the Father of us Christians, you could say, in a special way. But we are increasingly living in a world where the world is becoming fatherless. Where fathers have abdicated their roles. Where children, even if they are fathers, they grow up like orphans. Fathers leaving their homes at long stretches of time so that they could bring home the bacon or bring home the money. This happens a lot of time in the Philippines. Where parents leave the Philippines and go, as overseas workers for the sake of the family, but when they come back, there is no family. Where one parent, where the husband finds another girl, another lady, or the wife finds another guy, and children are just separated. But this happens all over the world. So children, street kids. We used to have a ministry with street kids in the church that I used to pastor. And because of war or because of terrorism, children are growing up without parents. A lot of refugees are separated, from the parents. So we are living increasingly in a world, without fathers. And a lot of the violence in the world is because children grew up without fathers. A lot of the terrorists they recruit from children who have lost their fathers because of the war on terror. Actually the war against terror creates a lot of terrorists. And that's my fear with what's going on in Marawi. It could actually, usually what happens when George Bush's war on terror, in 2003, it actually created more terrorists. Some of the Muslims who were moderates became extremists. I was listening to one 13-year-old boy whose house was bombed by America during the war against, in the war against Saddam Hussein, and even after that. And a 13-year-old boy was saying, that if I see an American, I will kill him. He said, I will become a terrorist. I'm not saying it's good, but that's the fact. We are living increasingly in a world that is becoming fatherless. And we Christians have a great message, the fatherhood of God, and show to them what it means to know a father. Now many of us here, many of you here may not be fathers, but in some sense, all of us, if you have younger people who may not be your biological children, but if you're taking care of them, you are spiritually their father. In a world that is increasingly becoming fatherless, what a message we have, the fatherhood of God. And how we should show the love of the Father to children. To love the next generation. To pass on the legacy of the to the next generation. To show them, what a Heavenly Father we have. But they could only see that if we show them in our being a good Father. And we need to give our children what they need, not what they want. The Heavenly Father gives us what we need, not what we want. Sometimes fathers make up because they don't have time for the children. They make up by giving gifts, to the children, material gifts. So once a year they come like Santa Claus, who also comes once a year. Like Santa Claus, they give gifts, to the children. Some time ago there was a study which said, that if a father is only giving material gifts and money to the daughters, there is a chance of the daughter becoming a prostitute. Because she will grow up thinking, and men are there for the money. So they would seek to use men to get what they want. And when I say prostitutes, I don't mean just professional prostitutes. But anybody, who thinks of men only as a source of income. Money, sugar daddies. What kind of a father are you? What kind of a father am I? What kind of a message are we giving to the world? Are we showing the world the fatherhood of God? A loving God who gives us good and perfect gifts. A generous God, a gracious God. Let's pray.